500 pounds of coffee, 22,000 eggs, 800 pounds of butter, all loaded into a kitchen smaller than your bedroom. No grocery store, no delivery, no resupply. Just one chef, a crew of over 100 sailors, and 120 days underwater. And here is the part that will shock you. They never run out of food. Not once. What they figured out to pull this off is one of the most brilliant systems the US military has ever built. And most people have absolutely no idea it even exists. Stay with me on this, because halfway through this video, you are going to find out about a storage system so clever that the entire crew literally walks on top of their food every single day. And by the end, you will understand exactly why a broken ice cream machine on a submarine is treated as a national emergency. This is the full story. Introduction. Deep under the ocean, where there is no sunlight, no signal, and no way out, a submarine crew still sits down for 4 meals every single day. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations for the sailors pulling overnight watch, for months at a time, with 0 fresh restocks. That is the reality of how submarine chefs manage inventory to feed 100 sailors without fresh restocks. It is not just cooking. It is military logistics, food science, and crew psychology all happening at the same time in a room the size of a walk-in closet. If you have ever wondered what it actually takes to keep American sailors fed and fighting at full strength hundreds of feet below the surface, drop a comment below. Type the word proud and let's get into it. Section 1. The kitchen that defies logic. Let's start with the kitchen itself, because nothing about it makes sense until you see the numbers. The galley on a US nuclear submarine is roughly 10 feet by 14 feet. That's it. That is the entire cooking space for a crew of over 130 sailors on a deployment that can stretch beyond 120 days. To put that in perspective, a standard fast food restaurant kitchen is several times bigger than this, and they still struggle to feed a lunch rush. Submarine chefs do it every single day, twice that output, in a fraction of the space, with no ability to reorder anything they run out of. Every single surface in that galley has more than one job. Countertops fold down to reveal hidden storage underneath. Walls hold specialized equipment bolted in place. Even the ceiling ventilation is designed specifically to prevent moisture from building up in that tight, humid space. Nothing wasted. Not 1 inch. And here is something that surprises most people. There is not a single open flame anywhere on that submarine. No gas stoves. No open grills. Nothing that could spark a fire. Because in a sealed steel vessel hundreds of feet underwater, a fire is not a kitchen accident. It is a survival emergency. So every single cooking appliance runs on electric power, built to military specifications, tested for endurance, and approved for use in one of the most unforgiving environments on Earth. These are not average cooks. These are culinary specialists, a specific military rating in the US Navy, and the submarine version, known as the CSS rating, requires extra training beyond what standard Navy chefs go through. Food safety, inventory control, confined space cooking, and emergency procedures unique to underwater operations. Some of them even train at the Culinary Institute of America. That is not a joke. World-class chefs trained to produce prime rib and lobster in what is essentially a closet. Section 2. The loading process, where it all begins. Now here is where it gets truly fascinating. Before a submarine leaves port, the entire crew participates in something that looks almost chaotic from the outside, but is actually one of the most precise military operations you will ever see. It is called provisioning, and it is the foundation of everything. Every single item that will be consumed over the next 120 days has to be calculated, ordered, checked, loaded, and stored before that hatch closes. Once it closes, that is it. No second chances, no emergency deliveries, no calling ahead to the next port. A typical loadout for a ballistic missile submarine, an SSBN, includes 500 pounds of coffee, 800 pounds of butter, and 22,000 eggs. And those are just 3 items from a list that runs into the thousands. The planning behind this is extraordinary. Culinary specialists have to calculate exact quantities for every meal across the entire deployment, accounting for crew preferences, special dietary requirements, mission extensions, and the natural way food quality changes over time. They are not just counting cans, they are mapping out a 120-day eating plan for over 100 people before a single item is loaded. And the loading itself? The crew forms a human chain and passes supplies through the hatch by hand, box by box, can by can, until the entire vessel is stocked. Section 3. Eating your way out, the storage system nobody talks about. Now here is the part I told you about at the beginning. And this is where the US military showed just how creative it can get when space is the enemy. Where do you store enough food for 140 sailors for 120 days when your submarine is already packed with weapon systems, navigation equipment, life support, and a nuclear reactor? You store it on the floor. The system is called eating your way out. Before departure, large industrial cans, what the military calls number 10 cans, are lined across the floors of corridors, sleeping quarters, and any open space available. Then plywood boards are laid on top of them, and the crew walks on that plywood every single day. As food gets consumed, the plywood comes up, the empty space opens, and the floor slowly lowers. Day by day, meal by meal, the submarine literally clears a path through its own food supply. By the final weeks of patrol, there is actual floor visible again, and every sailor on board knows exactly what that means. They are almost home. Tins are also stacked in torpedo compartments. Flour is wedged under bunks. On a British submarine, over 18 tons of food are loaded before departure. On a US boat, it is nearly double that. Every corner, every shelf, every gap is accounted for and used. This is the kind of thinking that separates military logistics from anything in the civilian world. Section 4. How inventory is tracked every single day. Here is a question worth asking. With that much food loaded across every corner of the submarine, how do the chefs actually keep track of what is left? Every morning starts with an inventory check. The culinary specialist goes through what is on hand, compares it against the menu cycle, and plans meals accordingly. Leftovers are tracked closely, because even a small amount of waste adds up fast when you have no way to replace what is lost. The U.S. Navy's food service system is governed by a publication called NAVSUP 486. It sets the standard for everything: menu planning, portion control, food safety checks, and inventory reporting. After 2020, the Navy updated this system to include digital inventory tracking and sailor feedback tools, allowing menus to be adjusted based on what the crew actually needs as the patrol goes on. The system also follows something called HACP principles, hazard analysis and critical control points. It sounds technical, but the idea is simple. Every step of food preparation is monitored. Temperatures are logged, cross-contamination is prevented, surfaces are sanitized on a strict schedule. Because one outbreak of foodborne illness in a sealed submarine is not just a health problem. It is a mission problem. The culinary specialist does not just cook. They file financial records, submit reports to the supply officer, forecast future needs, and rotate stock so that older items get used before newer ones. All of this every day in a space smaller than most people's living rooms. Section 5. The menu. How meals actually work underwater. 4 meals a day. Every day. For months, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and midnight rations, called midrats, served specifically for the sailors pulling late-night watch who need food when the rest of the crew is asleep. Each sailor's daily calorie target falls somewhere between 3,000 and 4,500 calories, depending on their role and physical activity level. The cooks plan every meal to hit those targets because an underfed sailor is not performing at full capacity. And on a nuclear submarine, full capacity is not optional. Early in the patrol, the meals are genuinely impressive. Fresh produce, real milk, quality cuts of meat, prime rib nights, lobster, scratch-made desserts, a spread that could hold its own in a decent restaurant on shore. The chefs take pride in this, and rightfully so. These men and women are feeding a crew that is doing some of the most demanding work in the entire U.S. military. But as the weeks go by, the fresh food runs out. First goes the produce, then the fresh milk. Within 2 or 3 weeks, the menu shifts. Frozen items, UHT milk from a machine the crew calls the plastic cow. Dehydrated ingredients, canned goods, powdered staples. And by the final month, meals depend entirely on what is left in the deepest freezer. There is no bread brought aboard pre-made because it spoils too fast. Instead, a night baker works every single night baking fresh white bread, rolls, buns, pastries, and cookies from scratch, using flour, yeast, eggs, butter, and milk stored in the freezer. The smell of fresh bread baking at 3 in the morning on a submarine is, according to every submariner who has experienced it, one of the best things in the world. Section 6. The morale factor. Why food is more than just fuel. Here is something the U.S. military figured out a long time ago, and modern submarine commanders will tell you directly. Food is not just about keeping the crew alive. It is about keeping them mentally strong. In a steel tube with no windows, no sunlight, no fresh air, and no contact with the outside world, the human mind starts to lose its natural sense of time. There is no morning light to wake up to, no evening sky to mark the end of the day. 1 hour looks exactly like the next. Food becomes the clock. Curry night marks a specific day of the week. Sunday brings a special meal. Halfway night, the point at exactly the middle of the patrol, brings a full celebration with special food and activities for the crew. The meals are not just calories, they are rituals, structure, something to look forward to. And then there is the Auto Dog. That is the nickname for the soft-serve ice cream machine on a U.S. Navy submarine. And it is not a luxury item. It is a morale lifeline. Former submarine commander Tony Grayson put it directly, when fresh food runs out and the patrol is grinding into its final stretch, the Auto Dog becomes the single most important piece of equipment on the boat. More than the sonar, more than the navigation system. When the Auto Dog breaks down, machinists fix it faster than they fix atmosphere control equipment. That is not an exaggeration. That is documented submarine culture. Closing. Here is what all of this adds up to. Submarine chefs manage inventory to feed 100 sailors without fresh restocks through 5 things working together at all times: precision planning before departure, a brilliant floor-based storage system, daily inventory tracking tied to a structured menu cycle, strict food safety standards that never get lowered, and a deep understanding that well-fed sailors are the foundation of a combat-ready crew. The food supply is what limits how long a nuclear submarine can stay out. Not the reactor. Not the fuel. The food. And the men and women managing that supply every single day. In a kitchen the size of a closet, under the ocean, with no way to restock anything, are doing some of the most underappreciated work in the entire U.S. military. They deserve every bit of credit they rarely get. If this video gave you a new level of respect for the people keeping American sailors fed at depth, hit that like button and make sure you are subscribed. There is a lot more where this came from.